Welcome to English Tales for Learners, a channel where we share heartfelt stories of love, loss, and resilience to inspire and educate hearts around the world. If you're new here, don't forget to subscribe, because every story we tell carries a lesson that might just change your life. I was 21. Life was simple, beautiful, meaningful. I was in university, studying engineering. I had dreams, big dreams. I thought one day I'd work at a big company, build a nice house, make my parents proud. My mama. How do I describe her? She wasn't just a mother. She was my friend, my guide, my first teacher. When I was little, she taught me the Quran. She taught me how to be a good person. She stayed up all night taking care of me when I was sick. My father was a driver. We weren't rich, but we had love. My mama stayed home, raising us 3 kids. I was the eldest, then my younger sister Fatima, and the youngest my brother Ahmed. Our house was small, 2 rooms in an old neighborhood. But that small house held so much happiness that no palace could compare. It was March. I was preparing for exams. My mama had been unwell for a few days, complaining of stomach pain. We thought it was something minor. But when the pain worsened, my father decided to take her to the hospital. I was in class when he called. His voice was trembling. "Son, come to the hospital now." "What happened, Abba?" I asked, my heart racing. "Just come." He hung up. I rushed to the hospital, fear gripping me. But I told myself it might be something small, maybe an infection, something treatable. But when I saw the doctor's face, I knew. He was serious, too serious. "Are you the patient's son?" he asked. "Yes," I managed to say. "Come with me." We went to a small room. My father was already there, his face pale, eyes red. The doctor opened a file, showed reports I couldn't understand. "It's cancer," he said softly. "Pancreatic cancer. Stage 4. The words echoed in my ears. Cancer, stage 4. "What does that mean?" I asked, though I knew. The doctor sighed. "It's spread to the liver, other organs. It's very advanced." "Treatment?" my father asked, his voice breaking. "We can try chemotherapy, but—" He paused. "Honestly, at this stage, we can only extend time, not cure it." "How much time?" I asked, my voice shaking. 6 months to a year, maybe. The ground slipped from under my feet. The hardest moment was going to my mama's room. She was lying in bed, weak but smiling. "What did the doctor say?" she asked. My father couldn't speak. He was crying. She looked at me, and she understood. "It's cancer, isn't it?" she asked softly. I nodded, unable to find words. She closed her eyes, took a deep breath, and looked at us. There were tears in her eyes, but her face was calm. "It's okay," she said. "It's God's will." She called us closer, and we hugged and we cried, all of us, for a long time. We decided to start treatment. We knew it wasn't a cure, but we wanted time. More time with her. Chemotherapy was expensive. My father's salary wasn't enough. I thought about quitting my studies, but my mama forbade it. "You will continue your education," she said firmly. "I don't want my illness to ruin your future. But the money, we'll manage." We borrowed from relatives. My father started working double shifts. I began tutoring at night. We saved every penny, did everything we could. The first chemotherapy session was terrifying. I was with my mama. She sat in a chair, a needle in her arm, yellow liquid flowing into her body. "Does it hurt?" I asked. "No, son," she said with a smile. But I could see the pain in her eyes. 4 hours later, when we got home, she started vomiting. She spent the whole night in the bathroom. I sat outside, listening, crying at my helplessness. 2 weeks later, her hair started falling out. One morning, she called me. She was standing in front of the mirror, holding a clump of hair. "Son," she said, "my hair is going." I went to her. Patches on her scalp were bare. "Mama, it's temporary. It'll grow back after treatment." She nodded, but I knew she was hurting. She always took pride in her long hair. The next day, I brought a beautiful scarf from the market. "Mama, this will look great on you," I said. She tied it on and looked in the mirror. Her eyes welled up. "Thank you, son," she said, hugging me. After chemotherapy, her condition worsened. She couldn't eat, couldn't sleep, just endured pain. I stayed up nights with her. When she was in pain, I rubbed her back. When she cried, I held her hand. One night, when the pain was unbearable, she said, "Son, I'm tired." "Mama, just hold on a little longer. The treatment will work." She looked at me, a strange exhaustion in her eyes. "Son, I know it won't work. The doctor said so too." "No, Mama, you'll get better," I insisted, though I didn't believe it myself. "Son," she took my face in her hands, "you have to accept the truth. I'm leaving." "No!" I shouted. "You can't go! I can't live without you!" She hugged me, and we both cried. In the following months, my mama taught me everything she wanted me to know. She knew her time was short, and she wanted to prepare me. One evening, we sat on the roof. The sun was setting, the sky orange. "Son," she said, "I want to tell you some things." "Yes, Mama." "First, never give up in life. No matter how tough things get, keep fighting. I raised you to be a fighter. Don't forget that." I nodded, holding back tears. "Second, take care of your father. He seems strong, but he's weak inside. After I'm gone, he'll need you the most." "Yes, Mama." "Third, look after Fatima and your brother Ahmed. They're still young. They'll miss their mother. Give them love. Give them support." "I will, Mama." "Fourth," she paused, taking a deep breath, "don't hate yourself. Many people blame themselves after losing someone. But remember, this isn't your fault. It's life. It's God's decision." I broke down. "Mama, I can't do this. I can't live without you." She pulled me close, wiped my tears. "Son, you can, and you will, because you're my son, and I raised you strong." By June, her condition was critical. She slept most of the time, and when awake, she was very weak. One day, she called me. "Son, I have a wish." "Anything, Mama." "I want to go home. I don't want to die in a hospital. I want to be in my home, with my children." The doctors advised against it, but we brought her home. We set up a bed in the living room so she could see us all. She was happy. She kept looking at us, smiling. "This is paradise," she said, "being with my children." One night in the final week, when everyone else was asleep, she and I were alone. "Son," she said softly, "are you scared?" "Of what, Mama?" "Of losing me." I told the truth. "Yes, Mama, I'm terrified." She smiled. "I was scared too, scared of leaving you, but not anymore." "Why?" "Because I've seen how strong you've become. In these 6 months, you've gone from a boy to a man. You continued your studies, tutored, took care of me, and never complained. I'm proud of you." "Mama," my voice broke. "Son, remember, death isn't an end. It's a new beginning. I'm leaving, but I'll always be with you. In your heart, your prayers, your memories." It was July 3rd, 2 a.m. Her breathing was fast. We were all by her side. The doctor came, checked her, and said softly, "These are her final hours. Talk to her." Fatima was crying. My brother Ahmed, only 10, didn't understand what was happening. My father was silent, tears streaming down. My mama called us close. She looked at my brother Ahmed. "My son, my baby, you're such a good boy. Always be good. Listen to your brother." Ahmed started crying. "Ami, don't go." Then she looked at Fatima. "My daughter, my life. You're beautiful inside and out. Always stay righteous. Take care of your prayers." Fatima was sobbing. "Ami, I can't live without you." Then she looked at my father. "My crown, I know this is hard. But you have to be strong, for the kids." He held her hand. "You were my life. And you were mine," she said, smiling. Then she looked at me. "Son, my eldest, my strength, come closer." I knelt by her bed. She took my face in her hands. "You're my pride. You never let me down, and I know you never will." "Mama, I can't do this," I said, crying uncontrollably. "You can. You have to. This house, these kids, your father, they're your responsibility now." "Mama—" "Listen, son." Her voice was weak. "When things get hard, look at my picture. I'll give you strength. When you need to make a decision, think what I would have said. I'm always with you." "I promise, Mama," I said, gripping her hand. "Promise you won't give up. I promise. Promise you'll be happy. I promise. Promise you'll succeed. I promise, Mama." She smiled one last time. "May God keep you happy." And then slowly her eyes closed. Her breathing stopped. And she was gone. I woke up the next morning and for a moment forgot. I thought maybe it was a dream, that she was in the kitchen making breakfast. But then I remembered. There was a white sheet in the living room. Relatives were arriving. The house was filled with the sound of crying. I got out of bed, my body heavy, like it was made of stone. I went to the living room. She was there, in a white shroud, so peaceful, like she was sleeping. I sat beside her, touched her hand. It was cold. "Mama," I whispered. "There's still time. Come back. I'm not ready." But she didn't come back. We prayed her funeral prayer at noon. The mosque was full. Everyone loved her. She always smiled, always helped. At the cemetery, my legs trembled. That dark, empty grave was her final resting place. They lowered her in, started covering her with earth. I'd heard you shouldn't cry at a funeral, but I couldn't stop. I fell to the ground, screaming, crying like a child. My father lifted me, hugged me. He was crying too, but trying to make me strong. "Son," he said, "she's not in pain anymore, she's free." But those words brought no comfort. When we returned home, the house felt different. Her memory was in every corner, but she wasn't there. Her clothes were in her wardrobe. Her dishes were in the kitchen. Her chair, where she read the Quran, was in the living room, but she wasn't there. Fatima locked herself in her room, crying. My brother Ahmed sat in a corner, silent, hugging his knees. My father sat outside, staring into the distance, and I didn't know what to do. The first week was the hardest. Everything reminded me of her. No one made breakfast in the morning. No one washed clothes. No one got Fatima and my brother Ahmed ready for school. I took on those responsibilities. I woke up early, made breakfast, got the kids ready, dropped them at school. I went to university, came back in the evening, cooked, cleaned. It was hard. So hard I was exhausted, but I had promised her. At night, when everyone slept, I broke down. I looked at her picture and cried for hours. "Mama, this is too hard," I'd say. "I don't know how to do this." But no answer came. My father was the most affected. He stopped talking, stopped eating, just went to work and came back. One night I found him sitting in front of her picture, crying. "Abba," I said softly. He looked at me, and for the first time I saw him so weak. "Son," he said, "I don't know how to live. Your mama was my life." I sat beside him. "Abba, she said you have to be strong, for us." "I'm trying," he said, "but it's so hard." "I know," I said, holding his hand, "but we'll do it together, okay?" He nodded. One day my brother Ahmed asked me, "Bhai, where did Ami go?" "To paradise," I said. "When will she come back?" My heart broke. "She won't come back." "Why not?" I pulled him into my lap. "Because God called her to him. She's happy there, healthy, not in pain." "But I miss her." "I do too," I said, hugging him. "We all do. But she'll always be in our hearts." He cried, and so did I. 3 months passed. The wounds were still fresh, but we were learning to live. I made a routine. I woke up at 5, prayed Fajr, made breakfast, sent the kids to school. I went to university, tutored in the evening, did housework at night. Fatima started helping too. She was 16 and began learning to cook. "Pi, you get tired," she said one day. "I'll help." "Thank you, Fatima," I said. My father was getting better too. He started eating, spending time with my brother Ahmed. One day, while cleaning my mama's wardrobe, I found an old diary. It was hers, written during her illness. I started reading. "Today the doctor said I have 6 months." I was scared, but then I looked at my children and decided I won't live in fear. I'll make these 6 months the best. Today was my first chemotherapy. It was painful, but seeing my son with me gave me strength. He's grown so much. I'm proud of him. Today I thought a lot. What will happen after I'm gone? How will my children live? But then I saw how strong I've made them. I know they'll be okay. If my son ever reads this, I want him to know, you are my strength. Your love kept me alive in these tough days. Never think you weren't enough. You were always more than enough. I cried. But these weren't tears of sorrow. They were tears of love. I continued my studies. It's what she wanted. It was tough. I'd missed a lot. But I worked hard, studied all night. My professors helped, understanding my situation. In exams, I scored well. When the results came, I looked at her picture. "Mama, this is for you," I said. A year later, I graduated. I applied for a job at a big company. On the interview day, I was nervous. "Son, you can do it," my father said. In the interview, they asked many questions. I answered honestly. At the end, the interviewer asked, "What's been your biggest challenge?" I thought, then said, "My mama's death. It broke me, but it also made me. It taught me nothing is impossible if you don't give up." The interviewer nodded, impressed. A week later, I got the call. I got the job. I told my father first. He was so happy he hugged me. "Your mama would have been so proud," he said. "She knows," I said. "She's watching." On my first day at work, I carried her small picture in my wallet. "Mama, this is our success," I thought. With my first salary, I paid off my father's loans, bought new clothes for Fatima, books for my brother Ahmed, and shoes for my father. At home, we ate together. It was the first time since her passing that we all smiled. "Remember Mama?" Fatima asked. "Always," I said. We prayed for her and gave thanks. 2 years later, life was becoming normal. The wounds were still there, but I was moving forward. I got promoted at work. Fatima started university. My brother Ahmed was in high school, dreaming of becoming a doctor. My father retired, spending time with my son, whom I named after my mama's father. When I looked at my son, I remembered her. How she raised me, cared for me. "I'll make you like your grandmother," I told him. Kind, compassionate, strong. Fatima graduated and became a teacher. My brother Ahmed was in university. My father was better, though he still missed her, but he could smile now. One day, we went to the cemetery. Her grave was green, covered with flowers. I sat by it and said, "Mama, I kept my promise. I didn't give up. I succeeded. I took care of the kids. And Mama, I'm happy." My father said I should get married. I hesitated, but he insisted. Life isn't just work. You need happiness, a home. A proposal came, a good, educated, kind girl. I thought, "Mama, would you like her?" I felt she would. I said yes. On my wedding day, I was happy but felt an emptiness. "Mama should have been here," I told my father. "She is," he said, placing a hand on my shoulder. My bride said, "I've heard about your mama. I can't be like her, but I'll try to keep your home filled with her memories." My eyes welled up. "Thank you." 5 years later, I had my own child, a son. Fatima was a teacher, my brother Ahmed was studying to be a doctor, and my father was enjoying his grandson. I decided to write my mama's story, a book about her illness, her kindness, her strength, her love. When it was published, people read it. I got letters, emails. "Your mama taught me to fight for life. Your story gave me strength. Thank you for sharing." I realized her legacy wasn't just ours. It was changing others' lives too.